Hey guys, how's it going? It's that nerd Ryan here, and I'm here this week to share with you guys my top 10 favorite Pokemon. Now, I know this video is a little bare bones, and I apologize for that, but I wanted to go ahead and share with you guys what my top 10 are, since that is a basic PokeTuber thing to do. And also, it would get you guys to understand some of my choices when I finally start doing Let's Plays. So let's get right into the list. Number 10 is Charizard. Now I know this Pokemon makes a lot of 10s and a lot of other top lists, but that's because it is a very popular Pokemon, and actually mine has less to do with its popularity and more to do with a little bit of a story. As you guys might recall in my Pokemon journey video, I did mention to you guys that one of my first shiny Pokemon I hatched was a shiny Charizard. Or Charmander that turned into a Charizard, I should say. So that's why this Pokemon's number 10 on my list, and it holds near and dear. I also took the time to Eevee train this Charizard as well. So that's why that's on my list. Number 9, another popular choice, is Pikachu. Pikachu might have made it at the top of this list probably 2 years ago, but since I've increased playing a lot more, I feel like it's kind of backed up me realizing that it's not that strong of a Pokemon as you would perceive it to be as a mascot. But, as I've also stated in my Pokemon journey story, I always had a Pikachu plush with me, and it always is attached to me, and I always feel that this Pokemon always has to be within my top 10. And now we got number 8, which is Feraligatr. Again, this is coming from my Pokemon journey. You guys understand that Pokemon Silver was my first game, and Totodile was my first starter. While I might not remember a lot from my Silver days, I do know that I always loved my Feraligatr. I even remember it evolving and also using Struggle. Almost at the same time, if I remember correctly. But yeah, this Feraligatr that I totally missed, that I've retroactively named Crunch, this is for you. That's why you are number 8. Number 7 is a newer Pokemon, Toxicity. Specifically low tone mode, or whatever the other version, the blue version, is called. This was basically how I played Pokemon Sword and Shield. Was I went in completely blind, besides seeing who the starters were and what the legendaries looked like, and Galar being based on London. So there was a good chunk of Pokemon that I didn't know were a thing until I beat the game. So, that being said, I got a Toxel as a gift, like most of us probably did, and I kind of kept him with me throughout the game, and I named him Dino because he reminded me of the purple dinosaur from the Flintstones for some reason. So I named him Dino, and I worked him up to evolving into Toxicity, and the first thing I thought I remember is looking at it and going, ew, that thing's ugly. And then putting him in the box for a little bit, and then realizing, you know what, Poison and Electric is a good typing, and putting him back on my team. And I will say, Dino wrecked house throughout the entire game. And I even managed to put one on my Shield team and got the High Key form. And named him Slash. Now, Slash didn't do as much as Dino did, but I still love both of them, but I especially love Dino. Which brings us to number 6, which is a Pokemon that I really wish I used more, and I'll probably use on my next Let's Play that he's available in, but it's Toxicroak. Now, I've never really used a Toxicroak, but I've always loved the design and the typing and everything. It's one of those Pokemon that I really appreciate, but I never got the chance to use. Which also leads into number 5, which is Haircross. Haircross has always been one of my most favorite Pokemon of all time, that I've never really got to use before, and hopefully we'll get the chance to do soon. But from having plushies to figure to almost everything that you could think of for Haircross, I've owned. Which also brings us now to number 4, which is Korbinite, yet another new entry. Again, like I said, I kind of went in blind playing Sword and Shield, but there was one Pokemon that I knew, and that was Korbinite. And I knew I wanted a Korbinite, and I wanted to name it Dino. Or not Dino, I'm sorry, I wanted to name it Edgar, after Edgar Allan Poe, since Korbinite's a raven, and Edgar Allan Poe's famous for writing The Raven. I really didn't expect me to use him as much as I did. I really thought he was just going to be my flyer because I didn't know that we weren't going to have fly in the game. But he ended up being kind of my right-hand go-to Pokemon along with Toxicroak. Now we go on to number 3, which is Eevee. Now, I know what you're going to say, why is Eevee higher up than Pikachu? Well, it's because I've always had an Eevee or Eeveelution on my team ever since I started playing. And I just love the design. I think it's a perfect design. I think it's a perfect companion. And also, my plush Eevee is just so nice to basically hold when I'm sad, which I know sounds sad, but yeah. So number 2 is the only legendary on this list, and you're probably expecting it considering I started on Pokemon Silver. One of the first movies I ever remember watching is Pokemon 2000, and everything like that, and it is Lugia. I've always loved Lugia. I remember having a Lugia plush, having anything Lugia, and even trading some very bad trades with friends to get more Lugias in my Pokemon games. I've always loved it, and I always thought it was great. I even remember on my 9th birthday party, I know I said 8th in Pokemon Journey, but I found some pictures that ended up being my 9th birthday, of wanting to have a life-size Lugia and a Pokemon hunt. Unfortunately, I never got either of those, but if I were to find a Lugia plushie soon, I'd probably pick it up. And number 1, no surprise, actually, I'm going to cut in right here. Number 1 will be told after my few honorable mentions. So I got about 3 here for my honorable mentions. They're kind of, I wish I could fit them in this list, but it's kind of hard to fit them in with all these awesome Pokemon. So it would be Kyogre, Sylveon, and most likely going to have to say Swampert. These 3 Pokemon kind of helped me through gameplay and everything, and I just really appreciate them, and I wish I could put them on this list, but obviously there's 10 other Pokemon that kind of deserve it more in my eye. So now we're at number 1, which is, no surprise, Blaziken. This Pokemon has always been with me in my Pokemon journey. I wish I could put him in Sword and Shield. And as I told you guys before, Deja Vu is one of the best starters I have ever had, and I'm so happy to still have him. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And also, please share this video. And these times are rough right now, I understand. So please stay safe, wash your hands, stay inside, and keep 6 feet apart. Thank you very much, guys, and have a wonderful day. And remember, we're all Pokemon champions on the inside.
Pikachu!